welcome to this impromptu episode of Work the Left Side. Obviously, wrestling fans know everything that's kicked off this last week with CM Punk, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, AEW. And yeah, obviously, it's all majority of the wrestling fans have been talking about, and everybody's got their own take on it, their own opinion on it. And I kind of needed just to have a vent. So I just thought I would drop this random video and get some shit off my chest, basically. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a massive mark for CM Punk. Massive fan. I've been since the original Summer of Punk back in Ring of Honor. And yeah, man, this year was meant to be another Summer of Punk, and it's not worked out quite as well as most people wanted or expected, I think, is to put it lightly. So yeah, this is going to be it's a hard video to make because, as I say, man, I'm a massive fan of Punk. But all this shit's kind of kicked off, and anybody who follows us on Twitter, and if you've seen my tweets, you know my viewpoint on it, and that's Punk's got to go. I'll just put that out there straight away, and I don't know what the guy's doing. I think it's not good for AEW, it's not good for him, and yeah, this is genuinely a really hard video for me to make, but I kind of need to get this stuff off my chest. So obviously you all know about the media scrum, the shit that kicked off afterwards, the fighting. Obviously there's always, well, I was going to say there's two sides to the story, but you know, there's always three sides to a story. There's their side, and then there's the truth somewhere in the middle. And yeah, you know, obviously Omega and the Bucks have been suspended. Punk is reportedly injured and expected to be out for 6 to 8 months, which is kind of a blessing in disguise, I think. And I don't know, man, part of me is like, was this intentional because he knew he was injured and he was going to be out? Was he looking for a way out so he didn't have to drop the title again due to injury? You know, the baggage that comes with that. The stigma of, you know, weak, as Moxley said, weak mind, weak body. He's just not cut out for it anymore. You know, all that kind of sort of stuff that gets said. But damn, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, but Punk's was in my top 5. He still is. Obviously, you know, the guy's awesome. He was awesome. Apparently Phil Brooks is a bit of a cunt, but you know, the in-ring, the dude's amazing. And but it hurts me to say it. I think AEW just kind of need to wash their hands and be done with him. You know, they've got an amazing roster. Can't risk losing Omega or the Bucks or Page. By default, potentially even, you know, like Adam Cole, you lose those guys, potentially you lose Adam Cole, you lose Kyle O'Reilly. It's come at a really freaking bad time because obviously morale's quite high in WWE at the minute with Trips taking over. I can imagine there's quite a few guys looking over that side thinking, you know, maybe we should venture back and see where it goes from there. So, but yeah, it's a weird point, man. I'd be interested to sort of see what everybody else's viewpoints are. The videos generally don't get a lot of comments, but I would really like some comments on this one to share with me what you think on the whole Punk debacle. Was he justified in doing what he did? To me, man, it's not professional. You know, if he feels besmirched by Page, by the Bucks, by Omega, deal with it professionally, deal with it behind closed doors. You do not deal with it at a press conference. I mean, what do I know? I'm not in that world. I'm just a fan who watches it. But as an AEW fan, man, this has been heartbreaking this week because, it's kind of like it's all crumbling down. I've even had somebody sort of say AEW is not going to be around in a year's time as a result of this. It's making them look like a laughing stock. I'd like to say that's a really sort of stupid comment. They've got plenty of talent on there. They survived. They were doing plenty well enough before Punk turned up, and they'll do fine without Punk. Which is why I think they need to let him go. They tried. Obviously, he shifts a shitload of merch, which is a massive thing. But TK's just got to realise sometimes it's not worth it. If you want the company to thrive, you need to cut out the dead weight. You need to cut out any infections. And, Punk's basically, he's injected it with lethal poison. NWO style, as Vinnie Mac would have said back in, I think it was 2002. I don't know, man. It's a weird video to make. Hopefully, it all blows over. Punk gets over his injury. He has this 6 to 8 months to think about what he's done, what he said, how he acted, and basically rebuilds bridges. Because on the flip side, though, as well, if he can do that and all the guys can work together, this is potentially like the biggest storyline feud AEW have ever had. Obviously, AEW fans will know how tight Punk and FTR are as a group. Backstage and in real life. Potentially, you got the possibility down the line of a Young Bucks and Omega versus Punk and FTR feud to go on to it. I mean, these guys could make a shitload of money out of this if Punk can just be professional. Again, I keep saying that. That's my viewpoint on it. If you disagree, obviously let me know. We'll talk about it. But if these guys can't make any money out of this, then they're fucking idiots. But again, it's just if TK thinks it's worth the while, and if Punk and everybody involved kind of just shows a bit of maturity, and hopefully gets over it. If they don't, then there's no way forward for Punk in the company. You just don't. You don't do stuff like that, man. It's just. Yeah, I wanted to put this out there and get a lot of this off my chest. So, but yeah, let me know what you think. It's just a very short video, just to vent really, just to. I'm sorry to subject you all to my ugly mug again for 5-10 minutes, but yeah, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Facebook. Give me your thoughts on it. Was Punk justified? Are you Team Punk? Are you Team Omega? Is it just a load of bollocks? Is it just a bunch of guys just basically throwing the fucking toys out of the pram and having a go at each other for the sake of it? I don't think anybody will ever know. You can only sort of judge based on the information that we've had, and but obviously it doesn't help that Punk's got a history for being outspoken and being very forthcoming with his opinion on stuff and not really holding back. Hell, shit, that's one of the reasons. I kind of like the character so much, or the person so much, but there's a line, there's got to be a line, and I think, Punk's kind of overstepped at this time, for me personally. If you don't think he has, that's fine, that's your opinion on it, that's fine, everybody's entitled to one. I'm never going to pop at somebody for having a different opinion than me. It just means that we can have a discussion about it, we can talk about it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Obviously, I've just finished watching this week's Dynamite, the big return of MJF, which me and Ash talked about, on the pay-per-view roundup episode. It was good to see him back. Love MJF. That promo he cut when we had face MJF for about 5 minutes before Moxley came out. I chewed it up, man. That was awesome. As a result of the Bucks suspension, we have new trios titles holders. Death Triangle, again, popped huge for that. Pac's amazing. Anybody knows me or has watched any of these videos will know what kind of high regard I hold Pac. I think the guys now got 2 belts. So, yeah, I'm loving it at the minute. I think Pac's getting all the love, and the Lucha Bros as well. Possibly the best tag team after FTR in AEW. So, yeah, we had, obviously, Death Triangle versus Best Friends on Dynamite. Awesome match. Definitely go check it out. Danielson versus Hangman, the trilogy, the 3rd match. Banging match as well. Hangman is quality in the ring. Danielson's amazing in the ring. One of the best ever. And in the main event, you had Yuta versus Garcia for the Pure Champion, Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Very, very good match. Those 2 guys are freaking phenomenal. Huge futures ahead of them. Interested in the aftermath when Brian came out, because Yuta kind of pushed him away. So I don't know if there's going to start planting seeds for dissension within the BCC. Whether Garcia's going to be Yuta's replacement in the BCC, I don't know what that's all about. Whether else we can just push it off as in the heat of the moment after the battle. It is what it is. So, and yeah, there's always stuff on Dynamite as well. Penelope Ford's back. Shadow match against Tony Storm. So I'm still just like digesting the Punk stuff. Acclaimed is announced will get their title rematch, or will get another shot at the titles at Grand Slam in 2 weeks. Anybody who watched the Roundup video knows me and Ash sort of stated that we reckon they'll get the titles on the next shot, which would be in a few weeks. So, fingers crossed. We can call that one a victory and make it sound like we know what we're talking about a little bit, or we can just wing it. So, yeah, I think the Acclaimed have got to get the titles on that one. Swerve's definitely gone full heel. He came out and cut a heel promo. Dude did it awesome as well. Guy's absolute boss. And I can't really think of anything else overly important that happened on Dynamite. Wardlow had a match. Squashed poor Tony Nese. Wardlow cut a promo afterwards as well, saying that people have been questioning him, blah, blah, blah. He'll just go on a run. Fucking hate that clothesline he does. Where he leans back like that. I fucking hate that move. I'm a fan of Wardlow. Guy's quality, but I just fucking hate that clothesline. I think it looks shit. Yeah, so that was it really for Dynamite. But yeah, the main point of this video was to vent and to re-zen and get this Punk shit off my chest. Yeah, when he first came into AEW, everyone's like, yes, Punk's here, he's going to be the saviour, he's going to sort of be the thing that kind of moves the needle. Obviously we know that didn't happen thanks to Roman's t-shirt taking a pop at Punk. But now after all this, with the whole morale shift, the effect it's had on Omega and the Bucks, them threatening to quit as a result of it, it turns out, is Punk going to be the destroyer of AEW? So from saviour to destroyer, somewhere in the middle, yeah, that's it. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. And I think that kind of fits Punk quite adamantly at the minute. So that's it really. I will let you all go. Thank you for watching this sort of 10 minutes of ramblings from myself. Yeah, that's it. So, thank you all for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share the video. Help us, continue to grow. And yeah, we look forward to to hearing from you. Hit us up on Facebook, Work the Left Side. There's a group on there. Please join, comment, join in the discussions, or hit me up on Twitter. It is WTLS420. And yeah, say hi on Twitter. So thank you for listening to me, and goodbye.